What up, Buzz? You tapped in? Okay, Goose, you tapped in too? All right, Chicago, y'all tapped in? All right, boys, let's crack 'em. Feel like Mike in the fourth with the ball in my hands and I'm taking a shot. I'm the king in the madhouse on Madison, whether I make it or not. Now the crowd going crazy, they watching the play and I'm watching the clock. Got my shot in the air and the buzzer go off and I'm watching it drop. This team did things, MJ shot City 6 rings. D-Rose too big, too fast, too strong, history. And we good on that, put Jilla on the track and we good on whack. 3, 2, 1, everybody say Bulls on tap, Bulls on tap. Our city pretty and gritty. Benny the bull in the crowd getting hyper and litty. Me, I'm so drippy, it's slippery, nothing offends me. Banners on banners, we winners. We got the stats in the news. Go and subscribe, hang out with Buzzy and Goose. Tapping with us, we the truth. Jilla just murdered the booth.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Bulls on Tap. I'm your boy Buzz. I'm joined by my dude Goose, aka Bull Scripted, and we're here to talk about the NBA free agent frenzy that has taken place, the lack of moves, the moves that you might like that the Bulls made, and some other moves around the league, and of course the Zach LaVine max extension. Before we do that, be sure to go on TapSportsNet.com for all your Chicago sports literature and podcasting needs. Following us on Twitter at BullsOnTap and on TapSportsNet. Following Goose at Bull Scripted, me at Buzz on Tap. Anywhere you can listen to podcasts, you can listen to us. 5-star rating and review because that's cool and tough. If you're a betting person, go to BetRivers.com. Use promo code ONTAP. They will match up to $250 of your first deposit. Also, if you are watching on Twitter or Facebook, please go over to the YouTube. I want people in the YouTube. I want to hear you guys talk about this. I want to read what's going on. My boy Alex Rude. I love Alex Rude. I don't know. Alex Rude should be on here with us right now. Love Alex Rude. But yes, join Alex and quite a few other people already in the Bulls YouTube here on Tap Sportsnet, YouTube, on Tap Sportsnet, whatever, Bulls Live, whatever we're doing. I'm very excited because Zach signed a max contract that's not hanging over my head anymore. Yes, I'm wearing a t-shirt with a cat on it.
Nice.
Goose, how are you, man? How you doing, brother?
Who doesn't love pussycats?
Exactly.
I'm doing all right. Like you said, feel a little bit of a weight lifted with Zach signing that extension with the KD news and those kind of things shifting around the league. And then Zach taking a night, which, he could have taken multiple nights if he wanted to kind of feel out the playing field here and see what the landscape of the league is going to look like. We got the news that, he resigned. And relief for the Bulls. All the moves that they made leading up to this offseason were to convince Zach that they are going to continue to make moves to make this a contending team. And obviously, they offered him the max amount of money in the check that Zach was looking for. So Zach's going to stay, and we'll see how this plays out. I mean, are you feeling good, or are you feeling disappointed right now?
I'm fine because I take Acme at their word, man. I do. They have not lied to us yet at all. Like, not once. It's kind of odd. Because, I know that, you're going to be funny for a minute, but I'm lying to players all the time in 2K. Say, oh, yeah, you're fine. You're safe here. I'm trading his ass the next day. Coming to my office, asking for a raise. Son of a bitch. No, I'm just kidding, man. But, no, I'm cool. I wanted Bamba. I'm not going to lie to you. I was having flashbacks of the Mo Bamba chance with you and I and Juice at the Bulls draft party back in 2018. One of the two. Yeah, 2018, because that's when Wendell came out, right? Yeah. But anyway, I kind of wanted Bamba, stretch the floor, defensive interior presence, shot blocking kind of guy. That's who I was kind of looking for. He did get a bet. I mean, he got, what was it, 2 years, $21 million or something like that for Bamba, or was it something like that? So yeah. I get why they didn't
back
do
to the
that.
Magic, which I was kind of surprised, actually.
Yeah, I just don't feel like I've been misled. I feel like they want to compete. I feel like they want continuity with the roster. I've never used that word so many fucking times in my life. Continuity. Yeah, right. I've never used it, and that's what they've said this whole process. After the season ended, they want continuity. I don't know, but I don't feel they're done. I don't feel like they're done yet. I'm not upset.
I don't know. I mean, we're about as close to done as you can be without being done. We got 14 roster.
We do. We have one more roster spot left to fill, but I don't know why I don't feel like it's not over. I don't know why.
I mean, I've had the same feeling, especially with these KD talks and him wanting to land in Phoenix. you see that Brooklyn has no interest in Ayton. I have interest in Ayton.
Yeah, I got it.
Ayton is something that makes me happy.
Right.
In terms of timeline, he's somebody you can see being here post DeMar and Vooch. We got to pivot from them at some point, and I'm content running it back for the sake of continuity as well.
Continuity, man. Fucking, I'm gonna get it tattooed on me with the Bulls. Like, continuity.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
Not the 7th championship, just continuity.
Yeah, just continuity. That's it.
Like
the old school Chicago, logo across the jerseys says Chicago. It's just gonna say continuity. That's what I want. I believe in him. Whatever.
So as much as I'm content with running it back, because the Bulls were a good team, and I do think adding Drummond is better than Tristan Thompson. And though he's not a rim protector or a floor spacer, he is somehow under 30 years old. That blew my mind to read that. I swore Drummond was like 35, dying.
No, he's only like 28.
He's literally as old as me. And
yeah, I mean, how do you feel about that though? Seriously, like, because I was underwhelmed.
I was underwhelmed as well. But if being the logical thinker that I am, I had to look at it this way. I wanted Mo Bamba. I've been a Bamba fan for a long time. I think he's still somebody that can hit. I think putting him behind Vooch and having him, potentially here long term once Vooch leaves us, also a great alternative there. I know others wanted Hartenstein for similar reasons.
Yeah.
But if I look myself in the mirror and I say that we are this much more of a contender with Bamba or Hartenstein over Andre Drummond, I'm lying to myself. Hartenstein has played the cumulative of like a full NBA season. He played for the Clippers. They were a contending team before all their injury and nonsense happened throughout the year.
Yeah.
But overall, still a very competitive team, a well-coached team, a well-put-together team, top 10 defensive team that contributes to the analytical darling that he is.
Right.
Do I really think to back up Vucevic in a 12 to 20 minute per game role that having Drummond there as opposed to Bamba or Hartenstein is really that big of a difference? No. I wish that I could say that it was because of as much as I wanted Bamba, but I feel like I'm lying to myself to feel that it's that much of an upgrade or a downgrade that changes this team's trajectory enough to really just be pissed off.
No, I get that. Our boy Chai Sports fan in here fucking around. I will get to Jeremy too, so don't get mad at me, Jeremy. I will get to you before the I got to get all the stuff in my mind out first. As far as Baba and the Drummond playing alongside Vooch thing, I feel like I really wanted to kind of see that, and not all the time, of course, but just in limited minute capacity, because Bamba could stretch out too. They're both kind of threats to, get out there and hit a three, but Bamba can live interior in the defense, but that I really don't want Vooch also trying to play perimeter defense. So it's very odd. I don't know.
What intrigues me about somebody about Mo, though, is you can literally put him in the corner. He
Right.
is a threat to hit that shot.
Right.
And if you get lazy on him, he's going to backdoor you and be there for the oop. So, and then there's the fact that he has a 7'10" fucking wingspan and is improving. He had somewhat of a breakout season last year, despite playing next to Wendell, which is weird. But he ended up going back there. But the reports of him wanting to be here definitely make it a tough pill to swallow. But I'm lying to myself if the value of Bamba over Drummond is really that much different, especially for the price.
Right.
If we still land like a Dante DiVincenzo or somebody like that with the rest of the mid-level exception here, I really can't be mad at you bringing Derrick Jones Jr. back, a player that I really like, with Bird
I know a lot of people are so upset about DJJ. I like DJJ. I do. I don't want him playing. I'm sorry. I don't want him playing 30 minutes a game, but I don't know what a lot of people expect. The starting five is the starting five unless a fucking trade happens. Period. Point blank, plain and simple.
Well, no, and we only got to see so much of DJJ last year that makes me happy to see him come back because Pat
broke his thumb.
Like 15 games. You know, but if Pat was healthy, we might not have seen that much of him.
I'm glad you brought him up because that's one comment I want to hit on here from our buddy Jeremy, who's been, great, throughout us doing the show. He's always in the comment section, but he said they were supposed to bring shooting and someone to play along with Vooch. That's what they want from Pat. Pat is plugged in at the 4. This is shit or get off the pot time for Patrick Williams. And if they're really believing in him and we're not including him in any trade conversations, it's time for Patrick Williams to step up. We're in year 3 now. I know he was hurt last year. Unfortunate injury to that dickhead Mitchell Robinson. I'm glad his ass didn't come here when I think that back.
I'm not glad that he didn't come here.
Fuck him. Fuck him. I'm kidding. I'm just saying.
Happy with Mitchell Robinson. I'm surprised to see that the Knicks signed him, Hartenstein, and him back.
They love bigs. They always are signing bigs over there. Remember they brought in
usually power forwards. Now we're on the centers. Like there's got to be a move for Randall.
New York is 30 years behind the times, my friend. Hey, 30 years behind the times.
Did you see that it was the first time since like 1994 that they re-signed a draft pick to more than a 1-year contract?
Yeah,
that's pretty much.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like that is the point of Patrick Williams. Oh, he is supposed to play alongside of Vooch. He's supposed to bring that spacing. I know he doesn't average a ton of 3-pointers a game. He averaged about 2 last year, and he hit 51% of them. He hit 1 a game, right? Whatever. You know, the volume needs to go up for him. He wasn't aggressive enough. Now's his time to shine. People think that this kid, you should hear, I mean, even Chicago Sports Talk Radio, man. Chicago Sports Talk Radio by Patrick Williams. Listen, I get potential, okay? But we live off potential in Chicago. It's all we live off of. We want results. I get it. That's why everybody's mad right now. You're sick of living off the potential. That's what the AK and Mark Eversley want to go with. They want to go with the potential of Patrick Williams because they think he's going to be a star. So he is the one playing alongside Nikola Vucevic next year unless some sort of trade happens. That's
do you think Joe's report of us inquiring about KD, I mean, obviously they made a fucking phone call, but do you think it's legitimate? Do you think it's Joe getting clicks? What's the deal there?
I love Joe. Joe, I think he reported that they probably did. They made a call. He heard they made a call. He reported it, but Joe worded it in a way.
Everybody made a call.
To get everybody riled up. That's what fucking Joe does.
If you didn't make a call, you got fired.
Yeah, I was just talking to him today. I was literally just talking to Joe today about shit, you know, because I asked Joe a question because I have an intriguing guy that's still out on the market, and that's TJ Warren. And I know TJ Warren was hurt, and we don't want to bring in another guy that has these injuries. But before Warren got hurt, the shit he was doing over in Indiana with the Pacers was decent.
Bubble Warren and traditional Warren are two different people, though.
Yeah, but even in 20, dude,
he's a great player. Injuries aside, TJ Warren would be a steal.
I'm just saying, his age 25 season, the last season that he had in Phoenix, that's before the bubble. He's averaging 31 minutes a game that year. Okay, he shoots four attempts from 3. He's shooting 42% from 3 that year. Shooting 3.5 attempts before he went, or in 2019 at the end of 2020. And he's shooting 40% from 3. You got a floor spacer. You got a guy who's kind of aggressive. You got a guy who's still somewhat young. He's going to be 28, 29. What year was he born?
I don't know. For me,
93. So he's 28.
The size that we needed was a rim protector. Like, we don't really need more power forward size because what you said, Pat is supposed to be that dude.
Right. Pat is supposed to be that dude. And that's what he should be. So there's still opportunity to add a shooter around. Okay, there's still an opportunity, like you said, to go get a shooter. There's still that opportunity there. There's still an opportunity for a trade.
What do you feel about DiVincenzo?
Oh, I'd bring him in immediately.
No,
I like Dante DiVincenzo. I think that he's a good player. I think he was really good when he was in Milwaukee?
What about Pat Bev? Do we just go get the dirtiest dog there is out there and throw him in with Caruso and Lonzo? Like, can you ever have too many of those guys? Can you?
No.
Because Beverly is a solid spacer.
I wouldn't really. I mean, we would have to have a pretty good lead for me to run that unit because.
Well, no, I mean, all 3 of them, no. But just the fact that you're not going to have a part of the game where you're not seeing one of those dudes.
Well, right. Well, yeah, that would.
Those dudes.
Right.
Like,
no, I agree.
That's havoc.
That trade.
Not a bad 3-point shooter.
That trade, too, was fucking mind-blowing.
No.
The Rudy Gobert trade?
I'm glad we had no part of that. If that was the cost of playing the Gobert sweepstakes, they would have wanted Pat and like 3 or 4 firsts. And at a certain point, firsts don't mean anything when you're going that deep in, which is where the all-in play doesn't scare me because people watched our show. We weren't enthralled with excitement for Dalen Terry. Like, definitely, happy with the potential, and
Yeah,
we added a two-way player, and all that is great. But at the end of the day, when you're competing at any spot of the playoffs, you're not getting a high-end talent that's going to change your franchise. So 5 of those kinds of players don't matter to me at a certain point. 5 of those players for Rudy Gobert, on top of a current first-round pick and Walker Kessler, and 5 players that are like decent rotational potential style players, like that deal blew my mind.
That's a huge fucking. Could you imagine what KD they're going to get for KD?
Whoever. Well, I literally put out a tweet that was like, I feel like Minnesota accidentally sent this trade to Utah thinking this was their KD proposal, and Utah was like, we're taking that shit, because no, that is insane.
Yeah, it was just mind blowing to me. I mean, but thank God it's not in our conference. I mean, listen, I don't understand how Gobert and Hounds are going to play together. I'm very, I don't know. I mean, Rudy Gobert's actually decent for a big. He can get out to the perimeter. He can.
So, but you owe Rudy Gobert like 35 plus
defensively,
million, and then you just gave Karl Anthony a supermax. So you got like 80 million invested in the worst 2 positions in the league. Like, this is a wing point guard
dominated league. It is. Dude, I don't know. I thought Minnesota had. I thought they were doing something good over there. I mean, this. I can
say that is Jokic just won back-to-back MVPs, and Embiid's been threatening for one for a while. But
for
the most part, this league is run by wings and point guards.
Yeah.
And you just invested more than half of your cap into 2 guys that play the same position. I'm sorry, Karl Anthony Towns is not a power forward.
No, they must have seen something. Listen, Rudy Gobert is a 4-time defensive player of the year. You see that he has no problem closing out to perimeter to defend people. He's a good player. Offensively, very limited, as we've talked about on this show. Why I wanted him is I just wanted somebody to contest fucking Jason Tatum, Giannis, and KD getting into the paint. I thought he could be that guy.
And what about Brian Windhorst being on this prediction streak here? Like,
he's got some inside information.
The Utah Jazz going all the way out here, because otherwise you'd have to think that Minnesota would have included D'Lo in this deal, because they've been rumored to be shopping him pretty heavily.
I don't know if Anthony Edwards, D'Lo, Gobert, and Towns is your core here. I don't know how to think about that other than Anthony Edwards. I still think Anthony Edwards will be the best player in the NBA in like 2 or 3 years. I still believe that.
No, I mean, that kid's confidence is just too high. Like the only thing that's going to stop that kid would be an injury. That would be
after watching him in person, I was like, holy shit. Him and Ja, I got to watch. I mean, and both of them just amazing to watch in person. But yeah, I don't know what they're doing over in Minnesota, but I see a lot of people commenting on here about just admit that you don't like what they did. I've said that. I'm underwhelmed. I'm not going to sit here and throw a fucking bitch fit. They said they were continuity. I just said I was going to tattoo it on me, because that's what they've said. Do I want Kevin Durant? Do I want to what about the I don't give a fuck. Trade him, get me Durant.
Exactly. Trade everybody but Zach LaVine for Kevin Durant.
And Lonzo. I don't want to move on from Lonzo.
But I don't give a shit. Like, if he has to go to get this done, then we'll see you later. Bye, Lonzo Ball. That's not a problem for me. No, anybody who says that they don't want the big fucking dinger swing is lying. I mean,
I want
obviously we want the big dinger swing. We also realize that there's other people out there with bigger dingers than us to make that swing. So, wow, and this is Buzz on Water.
It is. I'm not even drunk. Shocker, huh?
No, I mean, obviously we all want the big swing. Did I want that big of a swing for Rudy Gobert? No. I take comfort in the fact that the Bulls didn't cave to those demands and give up Patrick Williams on top of a whole bunch of picks. And then we're starting Derrick Jones Jr. Because we went all in on a Rudy Gobert. Although I think Javonte would still start over him, because Javonte is still here.
Right. Our boy. I love Javonte. And Alex Rude, Windhorst was the only one to get the Harden Simmons trade correct. Yeah, he's not wrong. See, I'm going to tell everybody why I want them to do something, and I'm not comfortable where we're at. Okay. Last year proved in the first part of the season, and Chai Sports Fan just said this shit on Twitter yesterday. Me and him were going back and forth with somebody. Throw it in the comments. Who are we talking to yesterday, bud? I don't remember. But like the Bulls were up in first for a long part of last season. They were doing well, and they were top 10 in offensive and defensive efficiency and all that. And it was great. It was fun. I still look at that team now, and as high as we got in our feelings because the turnaround was so quick. Like, people need to understand, I am not a fucking expert like Kendall Gill or somebody who works close with a team like Casey Johnson. Okay. I am a fucking mark. I am a fan of the Bulls. That is who I am. So I ride the highest of highs, and I feel terrible. I want to take toaster baths in the lowest of lows. I look around the league right now, though, currently constructed, and the moves that we have made and what's going on. And I look at what Boston just did by bringing in Brogdon. Scares the shit. I mean, dude, I look at Cleveland getting another year older. I look at Detroit and that backcourt and what they could, because it's not going to happen yet. It's not yet, but what's going to happen. I want the Bulls to do something that solidifies their window, and I want them to do it quickly because I'm scared, because I don't want this to be like a 2-3 year thing and it's all over. And please miss me with you signed Zach, so you're in fucking hell. Zach's 28 years old. Contracts are easily movable in today's NBA.
No. See, that was another question that I was going to ask you. Do you think that we see Zach LaVine's prime in the next few years? Like, I don't think Zach is done. Like, Zach just got his first taste of winning. Zach finally just got what he deserved for the first time in a very long time. I think Zach comes into camp with a happy mentality, a renewed mentality, a sense of comfort and happiness and home. He knows this is his team. He knows that he's locked in for longer than DeMar and longer than Vooch. He knows that long-term this is his team, that Vooch and DeMar are the training wheels. They're here to carry him for now while they are here. So it's hard for me to be mad, because even when you look at the grand scheme of this, the Bulls are reluctant to give up Pat because they understand there is a time period past KD, past LeBron, past all this madness of super teams. You can still have Zach, Lonzo, and Pat as a core that attracts players in moving forward once DeMar and Vooch fall off the books. Hell, maybe Vooch takes a team-friendly extension for the next few years. He is still a fringe all-star caliber player. Like, I'm not as upset as many that Vooch is still going to be here next year.
Oh, I'm not. Yeah, that really doesn't bother me too bad, because
Vooch is online cracking jokes about not having that
buy a house in Salt Lake or
that offer go through on the house in Salt Lake. Yeah,
I guess where I get a little concerned and currently constructed, right? And this is not just like personnel on the team. I'm talking timeline here. I feel like we got two guys that's timelines. That Father Time is undefeated. And, like, we're starting to kind of get there with those two guys. I mean, DeMar's coming off the best year of his career. He might be able to do it again next year. You have Vooch, who kind of regressed. Maybe he steps up next year. I don't know. But it's just the timeline with Zach and Pat and all that. It kind of goes back to what you said last year. It's Zach, most likely Pat, and like Zoe is like, and Zoe is not, I'm not confident in that at all because of this knee issue. They've never come out and said, oh, wait, he's doing great. He's progressing well.
I mean,
like, that's what we're getting right now, and I'm fucking nervous about it.
But then we have LeVar going, no, Zoe's great. He's just doing a different kind of training than the Bulls wanted to do out in California, which obviously is concerning because you have someone's dad telling you that there's conflict of interest in his rehab, which when it comes to the Bulls medical staff, we've always had issues, but we can't blame Mr. Tanaka anymore.
Right.
So
he said meatheads.
The Zoe thing is concerning. But outside of Boston, I'm not really that scared about what Atlanta did.
I'm not scared of Atlanta. I'm scared of Milwaukee. I'm scared I'm scared of Boston. I'm scared of Miami.
And didn't Milwaukee lose Bobby Portis to the Golden State Warriors?
No, Bobby Portis went back to Milwaukee.
He went back to Milwaukee again?
4 years, $49 million.
That must have got a
He just opted out to sign the bag. Just to get a bag. But my point is everything that you're saying is they stay the same, but so did we.
Yeah, but this team I was most scared of last year was the Nets, before and after getting Ben Simmons. So if they're dismantling, we only have the Bucks, the team that eliminated us last year when we weren't whole. and obviously they weren't whole for the second half of the series because Middleton went down. But we're scared of only that team. Like, if Durant goes west, like, if these guys go west, these got easier. I'm not scared of Trae Young and Javonte Murray.
Fuck Trae Young. He is. I don't even want to talk about him. I'm not worried about Atlanta. I'm not worried about Atlanta.
Hey, so you're not worried about Atlanta? Are you
No.
worried about the Knicks getting fucking Jalen Brunson? I'm not.
Well, no.
Do you care? Do you
never-
care that the Knicks got Jalen Brunson?
I don't know why I'm being yelled at. I'm not sure, but I'm not.
This is like Kemba Walker for me all over again, except he's young. Like, I don't care. Oh, you got.
I'm not worried about the Knicks. No, I'm worried about the teams that I need to be worried about. I'm worried about Boston. I'm worried about Miami. I'm worried about Milwaukee. I'm worried about, and I'm telling you now, I'm worried about Cleveland a little bit, man. They're going to be healthy.
So, but that's 4 teams. That's 4
Yeah,
teams.
I want to be number one.
Obviously we want to be number one, but of those 4 teams, only 2 of them legitimately scare me, and that's the Bucks and the Celtics. So, like, I feel continuity as much as we've been sarcastic on the show. Outside of landing a Kevin Durant or a Gobert without sending 5 picks away, continuity might be the best option.
It might be. Can I read this?
Yes, please do.
Trae Young's hair looks like when a toddler has a lollipop and drops it on the floor picking up hairs and lint. I'm dead. I'm fucking dead, dude.
We've all seen the memes. We've all seen the memes.
I've never seen that.
What?
I haven't. Send me one right now, please.
Never seen the Trae Young next to the lollipop with the carpet.
No, because I'm going to make it the background on my computer. I'm not fucking with you. I'm going to. If that's a real thing, that's what I'm going to do because I hate that stuff. I'm not worried about him and Murray. Murray's not going to have the ball to be effective, and I know Trae Young's not playing off ball. He's not. He's just not doing it. I don't know why they did that. I don't understand that. I don't.
No, it honestly would have made more sense for us to trade Lonzo, who has injury concerns and assets for Murray, than it made sense for the Hawks to go as all in as they did on that.
Right. I don't know, man. I how would you have felt if Murray was here with Zach? Because that was, remember, before Lonzo came, I was talking about Murray a lot, and because I liked Jonte Murray, and he was tied with Zach from growing up. I would have liked that a lot, but I'm not worried about him in Atlanta. I have no worries.
If Lonzo is healthy, Lonzo is the best fit for Zach LaVine possible. Like, as much as I love De'Aaron Fox, as much as I love Murray for being two-way players who are more traditional point guards who can play on ball all the time and are more drive and kick than they are 3-and-D.
Yeah.
Zach wants the ball. Zach needs the ball. DeMar needs the ball. Lonzo is the perfect complementary point guard who has the playmaking skills in transition and in the half court to run a team and be a connector and make things happen while hitting the three-point shot at 40%. That's not something that Fox or Murray do, as much as I love their fit in theory.
Yeah. I heard what you said. I'm sorry. He sent me the fucking picture. I'm dying. I can't breathe. Sorry, man.
I can't believe that's the first time you've seen it.
I've never seen that. It's so awesome, dude. I love it. But I agree with everything you're saying. I think that Lonzo is the perfect fit, but our boy Alex Reed brings up a good point too, what we're just talking about here. So what happens when and he's not wrong, inevitable injury hampers the team again this season? Well, Alex, I'll tell you, I'm looking right at the camera, making the eye contact. I'm going to take a toaster bath, okay? Is that what you want to hear today?
All right,
I don't know.
How often is it that you lose both Lonzo and Caruso at the same time? I mean, maybe it is often because of the way that Caruso
Grayson
plays.
Allen's still on Milwaukee, isn't he? Fuck. I'm just saying. Listen, dude. There's injury history between all of them.
Then if the guard depth is that much of a concern, like you literally have Caruso, Kobe, Ayo. You have so many guys lining up to handle the ball. Like, do we need to go get Patrick Beverly? Do we need that much security at the guard spot because two of our guys are just pure kamikaze when it comes to defense?
I think more of Alex's point, and I could be misreading it, but more of Alex's point is like if Lonzo does go down, you saw the downfall. I mean, that guy held a lot of shit together.
When we had to have a second-round pick in Ayo start, who also got valuable learning experience and development out of it, we're excited and we're talking about Ayo headed into the season because of. So, I mean, it's hard to say that we don't have depth there. Like, we have
depth at the guard position. It's just you want to see them whole, and I think that a lot of the fan base is so worried because these guys don't have a history of being whole. These guys have a history of missing a lot of fucking games, and it's a problem.
Then the time's got to be on our side, right? It's got to happen once.
Well, yeah.
Happen once.
You just got to give the good juju.
DeMar's durable. Vooch is durable. And they're the oldest guys on this team. So there's got to be a string of luck for Zach. Just had his knee cleaned out. Fresh knee. Clean knees. Let's go, baby. Clean knees.
Let's go.
Clean knees. Fat bag. Happy man. Let's go.
Hoping all NBA for him this year, man, because he was on pace. He was on pace for it last year before he tweaked his shit.
No, before he tweaked his shit, we were talking championships and
I was talking shit.
All NBA ballots for Zach and DeMar. I mean, they both were still all-stars, so it's easy to be disappointed in not having the big swing, especially after you got multiple back-to-back trade deadline into the offseason last year to convince Zach to stay and sign, which happened. And I don't think we should understate that. The goal of all these moves was to get Zach to stay. So it is not for naught. We have a franchise player. We have somebody who's making more money than Michael Jordan for the first time ever in Bulls franchise history. We have a cornerstone.
That was Jerry's first ever $100 million contract. He said, okay, I'm just going to hand out a $250 million contract.
Yeah, I saw Sox fans posting, Jerry's spending all his money on the Bulls. That's where all the White Sox money's going. And as a Cubs fan, I just had to die because I've had to read that shit as a Bulls fan.
It's so not true at all.
What happens to the White Sox? Because Jerry cares about baseball and not basketball. And that's why Michael has the reins over here. But we still didn't touch the luxury tax. So Jerry literally still spent money that was allotted to him by the NBA.
That was the last thing I was going to bring up is a lot of people upset about the luxury tax thing, about them, the reports of them trying to avoid it. Michael Reinsdorf had said if the team is competitive, that he had no problem going into it. So does he not believe the team is competitive? I mean, is this a ruse? I mean, what do you think about that?
I think that's a businessman move. If you asked me dead to rights with a polygraph on if I thought this team was more than 3, 4, or 5, no, I don't think that this team is a true contender for an NBA championship. I don't think putting this team into the luxury and potentially putting at risk of paying the repeater tax starting now makes sense. If you made a big move for Kevin Durant or you made another big swing to get Gobert and you gave up a bunch of assets, then yes, you do not have a viable excuse not to go into the luxury tax. But right now, you don't know what this is. Maybe Vooch's season last year was a fluke, not used to being a third wheel, and we get a bounce back year from him and more of a middle grounded season from DeMar and a bigger season from Zach, and the transition of power transfers over beautifully, and Pat takes a step, and Lonzo plays over 60 games for the first time in his career, and everything's beautiful. I mean, there is
everything's beautiful, man.
there is a picture here that things work, and the Bulls are better than a 6th seed, which they landed at this year. There is that world does exist with this roster. Maybe Dalen Terry pulls a Io on us and makes an all rookie team. There is a lot of things that could happen here. I can't, outside of the big swing, continuity was it, and we got continuity so far. Maybe the big swing still comes.
I just hope we do have the shooting. If I had a bet right now, it is the same core that was here last year. I don't think any crazy trade happens. I think Kobe comes back because everybody that wants to trade Kobe White right now, his value is so low. He's got to fucking try to get that shit up and maybe do it in the trade deadline, maybe somewhere if he's actually performing well. So
for the people that want to trade Kobe, even if the Bulls got their asking demands of a lesser young player and a future protected first, or a first from a team like the Lakers that plans on being in the playoffs again, what does that do for the team in terms of competitiveness now? You downgrade in terms of the roster, you get a first to maybe trade for a veteran at the deadline, or later, another draft pick that you add to the roster. But in all reality, you do not improve the roster for this upcoming season by trading Kobe for the value they want or the value that they could even get right now. Kobe led this team in bench scoring. When Kobe is hitting shots, he's a top 3 shooter on this team. We're saying we need to add shooting. we're looking to trade our shooting for a second-round pick that doesn't affect our season. I don't know that makes sense.
I think that they need to add something, some sort of scoring punch on the bench. They need something because that's why they were looking at Danilo Gallinari, and it didn't work out that way. He went to Boston. So, we do need to add because when Kobe wasn't on, that bench was not producing points, man. Outside of Io. But Io start at that point, So, I mean, it's just you got to figure it out. They have to get somebody on the bench.
Thomas is gone.
Thank God. Thank God I don't need to watch him fucking playing like a 2K dribbler and pulling up. I couldn't handle it. I seriously, I could not. He might be one of my least favorite Bulls of all time. I'm not kidding. I'm not.
Well, no, especially because when you actually needed his shooting, he was just injured and unavailable. Not that I actually wanted to see him on the floor, but the fact that we shot so poorly in that series and he was the only shooter on the bench and he was not even available, despite the fact that he played like 5 minutes a game to begin with. Like, how did you get hurt? How did you stay in
5 minutes too much?
Yes.
Juice and I would watch him warm up and we would laugh like after like the fourth or fifth time that we watched him warm up because he always did the same drill and it was never anything different. Juice and I'd be like, why the fuck why is Matt Thomas in a trainer just dribbling up and down the mid-court line? And
we don't need you to dribble.
Right. That's all he was doing. He never got any shots up. Me and Juice would be like, why is he not shooting? He'd just be going up, back and forth in the mid-court line, back and forth from fucking score table to seats. And I'm like, why? What the fuck did Juice just say right now? You spelled it wrong, you jag off. Kirk Heinrich was way better than Matt Thomas. I hate you. I don't like you anymore.
He spelled Heinrich like
I know he did. He spelled Heinrich wrong. He did it, and he didn't do it. He did it on purpose to piss me off. He knows how to fucking spell it. He's just being a jag off. I hope you're not in town because if you are, I'm gonna slap the shit out of you when I see you. I'm probably actually gonna hug him. I haven't seen Juice in over like a month. I miss my friend. Dude, he went on vacation. I miss my friend. Ooh. Doesn't deserve to spell his name right. You're about done with me right now. Breadwinner 92 over Felicio. You know what? Yeah, man. Felicio at least was, he looked like a teddy bear. You get a guy.
there was a point in time where people thought Felicio should start over fucking Pau Gasol. So I don't want to hear criticisms of Felicio.
Felicio was like, he had some moments there. Matt Thomas just legitimately pissed me off all the time. If anything, this city should praise Cristiano Felicio because he's one of the guys that probably convinced Michael and them up there at the top to get rid of Gar and Pax after that $32 million fucking bank robbery he committed on the Bulls. I mean, that's just unbelievable. So I got to give him credit where credit's due. Matt Thomas just took years off my life. Yeah, I mean, that's fucking wild, dude. But at the end of the day, I think that we both agree we wish a little probably more would have been done, but I will say that AK 95%, because I know our boy Jeremy's in here, 95% stayed true to his word of continuity. And that's what I should have named this goddamn episode, but I didn't. Continuity. But I'm all right with it, man. I'm all right with it. 28-year-old Andre Drummond, I'm all right with it. I'm all right with bringing DJJ back. I'm okay with it. They're going to make another move. I know they're going to another signing. I'm okay with it. I just pray that they all stay healthy to see if they can continue the pace that they started this season with, and keep it going throughout the whole season. Because I think all of us, every one of us, being at the home opener, being at games with, you came to a few games with us, being there with Juice every night, Alex Rude, Matt Berkland. Yump was at a couple of them with us. Being at those games and watching that first half of season Bulls, I really want to see that continue on. I know the injury history is not that's not on our favor, man. It's not in our favor. But
so the Bulls need shooting, right? Do they add Jello Ball to that 15th roster?
Fuck yeah, bring him in. Bring him in. I'm all for it. I'm for it. That dude can shoot. That's all he can do. If he dribbles one time, I'm gonna lose it.
Jerry would get to stay under the luxury tax.
Yep.
Lonzo gets a brother. LeVar's happy. We're one step closer to bringing LaMelo in. The plan's coming together.
Yeah, I'm fine with bringing Jello in, dude. I'm fine with bringing Jello in. I'm fine with it. I really am. I really do want TJ Warren, though. That's who I want. I want a wing that could shoot the three and can provide some help off that bench. I mean, I would really like to see Caruso, Kobe, and TJ Warren come off that fucking bench. I think that'd be pretty sweet, dude. Personally, I really do. I that might hurt our boy Javante's minutes, but it's always a Javante Green power hour around here. So he's fine. He's a legend in my mind.
Javante will crawl his way into the rotation. So
yeah, of course he will. Of course he will.
He'll steal some minutes.
I do agree with Bull's logic here. P. Williams, the average at least 14. I want more out of him, to be honest with you.
You know, and I like that approach.
I like the boards at 8. I do want more scoring out of him.
I like the expectations being set at a realistic mark.
Yeah, and that's one of the most realistic things I've ever seen. So, because I think 20, I want 20, 15, and 10, motherfucker. I want that. You know what I'm saying? I want the trip dub. That's what I want. It's not.
Yeah, tell me Pat was a point guard.
Yeah, right. It was 10 blocks.
Oh,
yeah, yeah.
Okay. We'll take it.
It was 10 blocks. He's fucking long and athletic enough. Make it happen. Yeah,
so there's our rim protection in our shooting. There we go.
Right. There it is. We had it internally the whole fucking time. It's my White Sox shit coming over. It's like, oh, the White Sox didn't make a move at the deadline because Eloy and Luis Robert are coming back. It's like it's better than any trade. Here we go. Better than any trade. Here's God. Here's the paw. He's gonna fucking fix everything. Don't include him in any trade, and if you do, you're a moron because he's gonna be a fucking all NBA player. Now's the chance. It's year 3. Better do it, Pat. Better fucking do it. Seriously, better fucking do it.
I've seen Sixers fans unwilling to include Maxey in a trade for KD, so it's all right. It's
oh
universal.
My God,
it's universal, dude.
Do they not get it? Like, listen, I'd love to have Maxey here. I would. You like him? I like him.
Maxey.
I like him. But if I had him here and you're telling me
Kevin Durant is a blank check situation.
Yeah, here's the key.
Tell that team, pal. You go make your trade online, whatever you want from me, however many picks, you send it to me. I'll tweak it a little bit, send it back to you, and then you're probably going to send it back to me one time, and I'm going to hit accept because it's fucking Kevin Durant.
It's Kevin Durant. This is not a game. It's Kevin Durant. When healthy, is a top 3 player in the NBA. Maybe arguably the best. I don't know. We can argue about that. I don't really feel like that.
I think you're saying top 3 saved us some time.
Yeah. So I would definitely do that fucking every day of the week and twice on Sundays. No doubt about it.
Especially knowing that Zach LaVine can't be part of the deal.
Right.
At the end of the day, if you end up with Zach LaVine and Kevin Durant,
I'm fine. I'm good.
I'm good.
You're a contender right there and then. You're a contender. I'm fine with it. Seriously, I would love that. But I don't think it's going to happen because after that Gobert thing, the Bulls don't got enough. I mean, I will give a limb, a kidney, or a nut to get the job done if that's what they want. I will volunteer.
If you're all right with swaps, but it's like what is a swap of a team that's better? It just doesn't make sense.
It doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
I would still give a nut though for Kevin Durant, 100%. I might give my soul if there's a yeah.
I was gonna say you might have to offer yourself because from what you said, you're done with your nuts. So.
Well, I am. Yes, they're not going to work here very soon. Baby is due August 11th, so we're after that. I'm boiling them over. Yeah, and it's coming up.
If it's a week late, we're going to share a birthday.
Wow, goddamn! When's your birthday?
August 18th.
August 18th. That's right. I didn't know that. Oh my god. Yeah. Well, let Goose throw in the piano to sweeten the deal on top of nuts. Yes. Wait, okay. Yeah.
That, over here.
Piano is. I don't have much else, man. I think it was a good show. We had a lot of fucking turnout here today. Pretty awesome. I'm really excited for that. So thank you guys. I really hope that you continue to come to Bulls on Tap when we go live. Just in case you are new here, we do go live after every single Bulls games, ones that I am not at or Goose is at, and West Coast games you usually won't see us because I'm tie and I need to go to bed. But please subscribe to the podcast, Bulls on Tap, or everywhere you can listen to podcasts. Please subscribe there and follow us on Twitter at Bulls on Tap. That'd be great. You got anything else before we leave, man?
No, I mean, don't get too down about the lack there of moves and continuity being the spoken and followed through message. It's
continuity.
It is what it is. Without the big swing, it was the best course of action. So kind of just got to swallow the pill there and accept it for what it is.
Absolutely. Everybody, be sure you're going on tapsportsnet.com for all your Chicago sports literature and podcasting needs. Following us on Twitter at BullsOnTap and on Tap Sportsnet. Following Goose at BullsScripted, me at BuzzOnTap. Anywhere you can listen to podcasts, you can listen to us, 5-star rating and review because that's cool and tough. Also, subscribe to the On Tap Sportsnet YouTube channel because this was fucking awesome with everybody today. I don't know when we're going to be back, but we'll probably be back soon. I mean, Summer League starts July 8th. So we might fuck around and talk some Summer League basketball here next week and have some fun.
Terry, Summer League MVP.
Yeah, and Marko Simonovic going back there too. So it should be pretty fun. Yeah, so I guess we'll see you next time. Let's go Bulls.